In this video, we are going to talk about failure in school and how the topic is approached and the ways that students deal with it. An issue with failure is that students are usually given conflicting messages about it. I'm sure in school you've been told many times that failure is the greatest teacher and you should not be afraid of it, but that is rarely actually seen in the classroom setting. A study was done by Brian De Castella, in which more than 2,000 high school students were interviewed. It was noted that being afraid of failure was positively related to helplessness and self-handicapping. Students will want to protect their self-esteem should their performances not reach expectations. This is done by lowering their self-esteem and convincing themselves that their actions have no impact. Regardless of what they do, they will always fail, so why try? Furthermore, teachers will avoid saying the word failure when talking with students and their progress. The issue with that is that it reinforces the idea that failure is something to be ashamed of. While I'm not encouraging teachers to tell a student they're a failure, both the teacher and the student are aware whether the student is doing well, and although not directly bringing it up might be easier, it reinforces that the student has done something they should not be proud of. The bigger issue I find, especially with higher education, is that if a student fails, it is usually on them and them alone. Many students tend to not get help because, as talked about earlier, it is easy to convince yourself the situation is hopeless and trying is pointless. So asking a friend or trying to find a tutor would be a waste of time. The only other person who is aware of how a student is doing is the teacher. When you have over 100 kids in your class, it would be challenging and time-consuming to check up on each one of them and try and offer additional help. Most of the research I've looked at discusses failure in school and how it causes students to worry and how they can do better. While I agree that students need to do a better job too, the point of going to school is to learn. If you are never truly taught how to deal with failure and those kind of emotions, then you are just left to yourself, which turns into self-doubt and a lowering of confidence. However, there are ways to help that. The University of California, Berkeley did a study in student failure and how teachers can deal with them. For example, in their classroom, they can award kids for effort and provide specific feedback that encourages the students instead of just putting a grade on their final product and being done with it. Teachers can also build positive relationship with students. Students care about school and apply themselves more when they feel their teacher is actually invested in them as a person. So although there are many challenges students face in school, they can be overcome.